This is Salamancer, you're watching SalTV, and this is it, the final map between LG and Mixup in I46, Telford, England. We flew these two American teams out there just so they could play each other at a LAN. There were some Europeans there too. But they really couldn't do anything. So Platinum taking this window rollout here on Badlands, the classic Team Fortress 2 map. This one in Granary, two of the finest competitive maps that there are. And we see Platt really taking a very backseat role here to the rest of his team as Ruin is kind of claiming the, well, at the moment was claiming that train. Now he's not. Leviathan Gaming actually winning this mid-fight. And Mackie jumping straight in at Pure, misses that one air shot. Oh no! If he had hit the shot, Pure would be dead. Mackie not happy about that one, and Pure, of course, extremely happy. Oh man, I would be pretty upset too if I had missed that shot, Mackie. You're not the only one. But nonetheless, LG will be able to cap the second point, and winning that mid-fight is a big deal. It does give you an opportunity to push it well, as long as Shade doesn't die or get an early force. That's not good. Now we're going to have Tyrone jumping straight in at Pure, so both medics have popped those Ubers. But Platinum kind of waiting for Tyrone here, and he does spot him. Nicely done there. Tyrone, of course, we just saw him jumping into that upper balcony area, and Platinum knew he was there, took him out. So that is going to be Mixup now on the warpath here, and they will take Shade down very quickly. Platinum with a nice aggressive jump. Harblue over on the flanks, taking down a couple players as well, just as his fellow demo man dies. And I think Mixup's ready to make this their game. They will actually take middle, so just as I was saying, of course, that winning a mid-fight's a big deal, turns out Mixup's just like, no, Salamancer, you're wrong. But it does. It really helps you keep the game going in your favor. The momentum is a pretty big deal, because if you take that point, you're much more likely to be able to go take the second. Harblue here is to getting aggressive, and this is the role of that roaming soldier, just to try and make your opponents uncomfortable as much as you possibly can. So he does jump in there, take out Sizer, who was a little bit out of position there, trying to chase him through those narrow hallways where splash damage just does so much. And now Harblue is going to start sneaking in here with the rest of his team. The Uber is already popped, and actually Harblue was a little bit late to the party there, as the Uber took down only like 1 or 2 players, and they just snuck those scouts straight onto the point and captured it. So it's already 1-0 for Mixup. That's looking good for them. So we're going to find the Banny rollout. This is an incredibly hard rollout to do, by the way. This Badlands rollout, and he's going to go ahead and take that air strafing over on the right-hand side. So he didn't even take the weirdest jump of all. It's very, very difficult to learn. It takes, at least for me, it took about an hour of practice to get the rollout to some kind of semi-consistent form, and even then I'm still not very good. Banny getting jumped in the house right now. Mackie underneath, and he's getting taken out by a scout. So LG still have more players alive. They've only lost Mackie, and there you go. Platinum's the only one left. Will he be able to get away? He is already back to his team's second point. So everybody was fighting over the midpoint over here, and now, of course, Leviathan Gaming will be chasing. But Platinum is already back into his base. So he's pretty much just laying... Oh, I thought he was laying some explosives up here, but he's not, actually. Should maybe probably be thinking about doing that, but no. His team is just going to set up on this last point here inside the base. Pretty much waiting for their opponents to push in, and their opponents do have 100% Uber. So Shade can pop that anytime he wants to, and he will pop it, bringing his team in. Right now there is a sentry gun, which is... there you go, it doesn't even matter. Leviathan Gaming pushes straight in and ties it up immediately, 1-1. And one thing I always think is funny is that the European casters, they do tend to shorten a lot of things. So rocket jumping becomes RJ, sentry gun becomes SG, but then sometimes they'll kind of forget what SG means, and they'll call it an SG gun. And I'm just like, guys, did you make sure to visit the ATM machine on the way over here? Anyway, as much as I love making fun of them, they're of course great casters over there. But SG gun just sounds weird to me. Ruin though jumping in. Got to be careful about all the explosives, because he could have died very easily there if that one pipe bomb just sitting in front of him basically locked him out of the fight. And now a couple players lost to Mixup. Ruin's kind of watching to see where that scout pops out behind them, but looks like he will be retreating and escaping for now. It's probably going to be Sizer, I think. Yeah, Sizer is behind. He wasn't escaping, actually. He was just kind of... Oh, he is screwed. 2 scouts after him? No, sir. But no, he was just sitting here the whole time. So they were watching inside the windows there, and he just never actually crossed the threshold. He was like right there the entire time. But Mixup is on the warpath now. They should be able to cap the second point, as Leviathan Gaming is very, very far back. A lot of them are sitting up here on their balcony. Scout jumping in and just trying to see what he can make happen. Not a lot. And I do realize that is apparently one of my favorite phrases, believe it or not. A bit of a back cap going on as well, so we are going to see a couple of the players from Mixup turn around and try to deal with this. That's going to be Clockwork, and actually I think it's Mackie as well. Clockwork and Mackie both sitting back here trying to capture this middle point, but they're not able to do it. Good kills by Enigma and Platinum to finish them off. And now Shade's got a bit of a problem up here. Scout and Soldier finishing him off. Mixup, really, this is looking good for them because there's only 2 players left alive for Leviathan. All Mixup has to do is walk in here and cap it. They've got to watch out for those sticky bombs, but Scout's just going to walk right over those. The Uber does go ahead and get popped on the Scout, which just lets him walk straight into the point, and he can just sit here and get most of the capture time done. There you go. Scout's not able to finish killing him, and so he finishes off the capture on the point. Mixup off to a 2-1 lead, and this is TF2, ladies and gentlemen. This is how fast the game is played. We're going to watch Platinum try to do this rollout, and he actually kind of messes that up, hitting the top, but he will take this jump, which actually surprisingly difficult to do. That is a tough jump to make. You have to spend a lot of time getting the timing down just right on it. So, of course, the demos at this top level, I mean, they know how to do it. But even then, I mean, there's going to be some nerves going on in this game, as much as the players wanted us to think there weren't any. They're in front of like 400 people cheering for them, and they're facing those people so they can see them every time, you know, one of them dies or you know, whatever it is. Somebody's cheering, and it's like, okay, I hope I do well, you know. Mixup losing almost all their players. Pure, can he get away here? He is trying to escape, and once again, it sounds like there is going to be a soldier chasing after him, and that is going to be Mackie with a kill on Pure. So once again, Mackie trying to chase the guy down. This time around, it actually worked. We've got Ruin on the sniper now. And Enigma on the Pyro. So where is Ruin going to snipe? He's going to try and sneak out here onto the balcony. Oh, what a shot on Mackie! 20 health left, I'm sorry. But he's not able to get the medic, and that means that Mackie will get the heals. Can Ruin finish off this soldier up there on the platform? What is he looking for? Probably going to get taken out. 3 health left on Ruin. He's going to escape just barely and try to get back to defend last, probably. Mixup will have to give up the second point, as Leviathan Gaming has a very strong presence here. They're pushing in a lot of their players right now. And my nose is just like completely full of gunk, and it feels awful, but I'm going to continue casting because this is an amazing game, and I want to get it finished off. Benny laying down a bunch of stickies, killing the enemy demo man immediately, and that's a huge deal. There is still a heavy medic combo there, but now it's just the medic, and that is that. That's all she wrote. I don't know who she is or why she was writing, but apparently she's writing a lot. But that was all. That was it. That's all she wrote. So now we get to watch somebody else do stuff for a while instead of some weird old lady writing stuff. And that's how I like it. And there you go, Banny with the fastest rollout possible, getting there by 9:45. The 15-second Badland rollout. He will start laying down those long-distance pipes again. Mackie jumping up over, but 2 soldiers from Mixup both jumping at the same time. That's a scary thing to see, and they do get a couple kills. Both the soldiers actually are now down for Leviathan Gaming, and that's a pretty big deal. Clockwork will retreat here with Shade. And the interesting thing here is that Shade actually, theoretically, might not be able to build as fast of an Uber as Pure, but at this point it doesn't matter. A lot of times, though, when your medic is retreating with a scout, in North America, the scouts are allowed to use the Boston Basher. It's like a reskin of the bat, but if you hit somebody else with it, then they start bleeding. They take extra bleed damage. But if you don't hit anything, then it just hits yourself and causes bleed damage on yourself. Kind of a weird bat, but people actually use it to hit themselves because you build Uber faster if you are not at full health. So if the medic is healing somebody who is at like 140% health or lower, then he builds maximum rate. But if he's building, if he's healing somebody at maximum overheal, his Uber builds up slower. Proven scientific facts, ladies and gentlemen, and that's actually a pretty big detriment. Tyler going for the shots there. Of course, the Uber is popped, so we didn't get to see whether that actually hit or not, but we are still here on Badlands mid, and this arena is looking pretty good for Mixup right now. They've got 2 kills. Banny is down, which is a big deal, but Mackie does get the kill on Ruin to kind of slow things down a little bit. But yeah, killing Banny is a huge deal for Mixup, because what it means is that they don't have to deal with any of those sticky bombs that are just so pesky to deal with when you are trying to push somewhere. So LG is going to have to back up to the last point. Mixup will be pushing in pretty soon. Ubers are even. Pure's got to be careful here. He's going to stick with his soldier. Like, look how well he sticks with Tyler, and Tyler is going to keep him safe. Clockwork, there was a threatening scout there. Clockwork could have tried to sneak down and chase Pure, but as long as Pure stayed really close to Tyler, everything was going to be okay. And there you go, Mackie now down as well. Not sure why 2 players just suicided from LG. But look at the respawn time on Mackie. He is not going to be in this fight anytime soon. And so Mixup pushing in right away. They have the charge. They pop it. They've already got players on the point. They got to be careful. But there you go. They managed to get the cap. Banny did not detonate those stickies on the scouts in time, and that is that. 3-2. So just clearing my throat there. Apologies. We're going to watch Platinum getting that rollout again. And once again, just a little bit rough around the edges. It's not a perfect rollout. He's going to skip the health kit for the moment and lay down the sticky bomb first. And then go back and grab the kit afterwards. You know, not much of a big deal. It gives him like an extra maybe quarter of a second on his opponents, but sometimes that matters. Gets a nice little pipe there on the soldiers, but the soldiers are chasing him down. Got to be careful here. Tyrone getting taken out by Tyler, but now Harblu down as well. Mixup losing a lot of players here. Ruin is coming in behind his opponents. They have spotted him, but Shade not able to get the kill. And now Ruin is going to back up here. Grabs full health and immediately loses almost all of it to a pipe from Banny. Oh, a nice double kill by Ruin, though. He cleans up Clockwork and Banny, and this is one thing. We interviewed Ruin to ask him, you know, how do you get these crazy scout kill streaks? And what he says is, look, when I know a lot of people are damaged, that's when the opportunity is to go in. You know, as a scout, you kind of have to sit back and just deal some chip damage and let your big, you know, fragging classes like the Soldier and the Demo Man deal the damage. And then once the enemy's in retreat, once they're all really hurt, that's when you can go in and deal some crazy scout damage. Ruin. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm paraphrasing here, but that was what he told us, and those lines will probably get into the documentary at some point or other. Pretty sure. Because he went huge. Beast mode scout. So, that's a little preview for you. I think the other preview is that we're probably going to get some of that darn interview in too, because that was hilarious. I would really like to. Soldier jumping in here, though, and Banny not able to deal with him, but Harblu does get taken out there by Clockwork, so Banny is going to continue to focus on the enemies that are around the corner. Gotta watch out for those pipe bombs there, but he will be okay. Both medics have about even Uber again, and I mean it's gonna be like this. These teams are very, very equal. Tyler getting taken out on the flank, interestingly enough. You don't normally see that guy over there, but Harblu and Tyler are both down. Actually, it's a really big deal that the soldiers are down, and you're seeing how far back Mixup's playing right now. The scout there is retreating. They're probably going to pop this Uber. Oh, just barely saving Platinum there. He could have died to a single rocket. But the Uber did just catch up with him, and now Tyrone actually down. Clockwork is going to chase after Plat again, but he gets taken out. Mixup losing players here too, but Ruin is going after Shade. Actually, Shade got an Uber saw hit, and Ruin's decided he doesn't want to chase after the med. So Shade will get away for now. 30% Uber left. Tyler might try to chase him down, or who knows, but no, Shade's going to get all the way back to his base. Nobody can catch up with him before he catches up with his soldier, and Tyrone is here to protect. To protect and serve, ladies and gentlemen. Tyrone's going to try and jump up here and stop these soldiers from capping the point as well. Every little bit of delay will really help them here, especially if they can actually get out, turn things around, and cap mid. Shade took a little bit of damage, but Tyrone's now going to try and lead the charge through the house. And it looks like he has been spotted doing that. Harblu took a bit of a shot at him, a pot shot, as it were. Got a kill on Clockwork as well. And now Harblu down. Every pick matters here. If they hadn't killed Harblu, I would say Leviathan Gaming should not have pushed in, but now they have, and so they've tried to make a little bit of a poke. Still, they've got to deal with Platinum, and they've got to deal with a heavy. Enigma on the heavy here, which is a little bit weird. It does mean that Enigma, who is normally playing the scout, he will not be able to go guard that flank very easily. So what he's trying to do is basically just say, no, you guys cannot have this middle point. We're just going to sit here until we get our Uber ready to go, and by the time we have, that's when you can finally do something about it. So Enigma is going to, just slowly give up ground here, as he is a heavy. Doing a lot of damage to Tyrone, and gets taken out. That's too bad. But Leviathan Gaming not able to cap quite yet. They are having to deal with the Uber. It just now finished, but Tyler doing some good damage to these scouts here. Not able to kill Clockwork. 5 health left on that scout. But Harblu helped taking down Mackie, and there you go. Ruin finishes off Clockwork, knowing he was really damaged. Tyler just needs to get one more shot off here on this scout. Where did he go? Sizer, 13 health, but he might get away. Where did Sizer go? Where did Sizer? Oh, Sizer. No, Platinum got him. Got him with one of those pills. And so now Mixup, once again on the warpath, they are going to be able to push into that last point. Possibly bring it up 4-2 with 15 minutes left to go. Looks like they actually want to climb their med up the spire. It takes a little bit longer for the med to get up here because he's got to go all the way around this curvy spire area just to get upstairs. But the whole point of walking him up there instead of walking him straight and down... Oh, Tyrone. Not a good place to be. The whole point is these openable doors like this, they've usually got sticky bombs. And you saw Banny actually did have some sitting there. So Banny's going to be retreating. laying down some sticks on the point. The Uber is in right now. Shade does not have it anywhere close to an Uber yet. Banny's in a bit of trouble, but not a lot. But now Mackey's down as well. Banny's going to have to try and jump down here to stop the capture on the point. Nice kill on Platinum. Shade coming in with the Uber saw kill on Tyler, and he actually gets the Uber. Oh my gosh, that was absolutely insane. So if you missed what happened there, I think I missed about half of it too. But what, of course, Mixup was pushing into last. Leviathan Gaming losing a lot of players. They were very close to losing that round. But first off, Banny managed to get a beautiful pipe on Platinum, who was already hurt. So Platinum died, which meant a lot of damage taken off the field. Platinum could probably have killed Shade. But then, as it was, a bunch of players just started dive bombing in for the point from Mixup, and Shade managed to knock one of them with the Uber saw, which, as he got that kill, it gave him the Uber. Of course, the Uber saw. Let me find it here. It gives you, every time you hit somebody with it, an enemy, gives you an additional 25% towards your Uber charge. And you see how slow these Uber charges build, so it is a huge deal if you can actually get those Uber saw hits and still live to tell the tale. So very, very awesome play there from Shade, from Banny as well. And they will be able to defend for a little bit longer, 2-3. And I got to tell you, by the way, I was there, and the crowd was nuts for that moment when Shade hit that Uber saw kill. Absolutely nuts. Everybody on the crowd was just like, holy crap. It was the most awesome thing I think any of us had ever seen live from TF2 in person. And yet, Mixup still turning things right back around, pushing in once again. Leviathan just not able to defend that second time in a row. And so it is now 4-2. We're going to watch the clockwork cam, though, as this guy is an awesome scout. And now watch which way he goes here. He does not go through that house, and even in pub games, you'll find going through the house, you take too much damage as you walk out of that house the normal way. So no, they definitely want to go through like the valley, or basically anywhere except that one house choke point that is always guaranteed to get spammed. Ruin gets the kill on Clockwork though, and Mixup with a pretty big damage advantage right now. Ruin, 4 health left, he's going to try to get the heals, but no, Sizer finishes him off, and then Enigma with the kill on the Sizer. So, trading a scout for a scout, it's not always a bad thing. Especially if that scout isn't going to be able to retreat anyway, you may as well kill what you can. But Mixup is now in a good position, and they can't relax though. They cannot give up it, because if they give up a couple of rounds here, there's still 12.5 minutes left. LG could very easily take this game from them. So it is a very, very close game. Tyler going for the air shot there on his opponent as he was dropping. Actually, not much of an air shot, but it's an air shot. It counts. And now got some trouble here as Tyler's getting popped up into the air, as is his medic. They are chasing them down. Ruin and Tyler actually helping to kill Sizer as he chases in after Mixup. But no, Mixup losing too many players there. So that was a very good play by Leviathan. They managed to chase down Mixup quite hard. And let me see, Ruin, Enigma. Harblue is actually hanging out behind this spire. He's very, very hidden right now, hidden from view, but he decides that, okay, maybe hiding there is not the best idea. I don't know. But yeah, the thing is, LG, if they start pushing in here, they will not be able to see where he is right away. Oh, I think they might know he's there, though. No, they don't know. Harblue is actually going to maybe take a jump around here. Yeah, they don't know. He's coming straight for the medic, and there goes Shade right away. That is what happens if you can hide a soldier like that. Get somebody around behind on the flank who can deal that much damage up close. Straight rocket into the med is exactly what happens. Sizer is standing up here, gonna maybe go for the med kill. That's not gonna be an easy thing to do though. Of course, there's a lot of damage fall off, so even if he hit all 10 of his scattergun pellets there against Pure, each one of them only would have done like 3 damage. And of course, there's a huge spread from those weapons as well. So basically, if you're trying to shoot the med from that far away as a scout, you're only doing like 6 damage. And he's got like a 3 health per second regen as a medic. You're basically not going to get anything done. On the other hand, one thing you'll note is that if you've ever played medic before, and you didn't know this already, I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir at some point here, but if you've ever played med, some people seem to they just heal a lot faster than other people. Like, you'll put it on the heavy and he just came out of spawn, and it's like, oh man, he's up to 450 like right away. But then you put it on a scout who just ran back from the front lines, and it's like, why is this taking forever? Well, we're going to have to watch Sizer for the moment. Where am I? Sizer's kind of playing hide and seek here. But It's because if you've taken damage in the last like 10 seconds or 15 seconds or so, you heal slower, and it's a concept called crit heals actually, where after 15 seconds you're at the maximum 72 HP per second healing rate. Anyway, enough of the pedantic discussion for now, because there is a big push coming in from Mixup. From LG, I'm sorry. They do force the push. Interesting thing though, it sounds like there's a heavy out here. Where is the heavy? Where is the heavy? Looks like a lot of LG is dying, and I apologize for not catching any of that on camera because I'm a bad person. But no, Enigma was on the heavy out there. I think he was standing up on Spire somewhere, from what I heard. Which is quite an effective thing to do if you can get a heavy up there. I mean, who's going to be able to dislodge that? So I guess Mixup, they want to play a slow game, and if I were in their shoes, who could blame them? It is, of course, 10 minutes left to go, 4-2, and if they can keep these rounds in their favor and just sit here with a heavy, that's actually how they should play it. And I did hear the players kind of lamenting that fact after the game, too. It was like, look, there's a heavy. I mean, come on, it's hard to push into. It slows the game down. It's lame. But that's the way the rule set is. And so really, they weren't blaming each other for going heavy. It was like, well, that's just what you have to do. They were more kind of making fun of the European rule set and how it's a 30-minute hard stop, pretty much. So, of course, it's not ideal. But then again, having matches that last for an hour and a half, also not ideal. Sizer taken down as they try to come through the area. Not sure why Ruin even got some of that. Well, I guess he was a little bit low on health, so he needed some heals. But not sure why he got all that. Anyway, both teams bringing out the heavy, but Ruin chasing that one down. So, it's not like it's impossible to push into one of them. Just got to catch him when he's running away. Oh, and Ruin taken down against the wall. So Tyrone with a nice little wall shot there. Sizer now killing Platinum as well. So even though they are retreating, LG managing to get some nice kills here. 3 versus 3 alive at the moment. And the scores, actually these scores are not close at all. That's quite interesting. Domination's coming out of Mixup. So the score is telling part of the story here. Even though each team is kind of giving and receding ground whenever they can, LG is just slowly and inexorably, it seems, being pushed out. How much time is left now? 8 minutes. Just under 8 minutes. I'm sorry. I'll leave that up for a little bit longer. Just under 8 minutes left in the game here. And it's getting to be crunch time here for LG. They need to cap something. But Mixup still had that heavy. Enigma is still on the heavy on mid. Probably just standing on top of those crates. Yes, he is. You can see him standing right there. And that is going to be tough to push into. It's going to be quite tough. So what will LG do about this? I mean, they got to start spamming. They got to deal some damage. They got to get something to happen. I mean, I almost would like to see a sniper out of them, but of course trying to get a sniper through that choke point is just impossible with all the, you see all the bombs and rockets and everything else coming through. So what LG's doing right now is they're just kind of standing here and spamming. If they can get some kind of an opportunity to walk through, they will take it. It's kind of like playing one of those shmup games, the bullet hell shoot 'em up type games. But no, they are actually taking it through the house here at the moment. Point was, though, if they can actually dodge enough of that spam, they will try to get through. Harblue taking a hit, but he will get some of this Uber. And, of course, the Uber was popped first for LG, so it may last a little bit longer on Mixup's side, or end a little bit later, anyway. Is kind of the better way to say that. Ruin get a nice kill on Sizer down beneath. He's got to be careful about these rockets hitting the ground beneath him, but he will be okay for now. Doing some damage to Tyrone here. Pulls out the pistol, but it doesn't matter, as Tyrone is actually taken down by Platinum and his sticky bombs. And there is somebody standing back there on mid. Actually, oh, Ruin getting around behind the entire LG team. Gotta watch out for, was that a sticky bomb in here? Yes, it was. That's actually still there. I wonder if Banning realizes that. But Ruin is still alive, and he's still rampaging around these soldiers, doing some damage to Mackie. He takes Mackie down! Mackie had like 120 health there, but apparently no rockets loaded. And finally, Sizer comes in beneath and takes down Ruin. But, I mean, the damage is done. LG just barely able to cap mid there. They need to push and bring this to 4-3 as soon as possible. It's already 6 minutes left. Sizer's going to start getting onto the Spire, but he's got to watch out for jumpers. And already a jumping soldier. Oh, Tyler hits him in midair! Oh, man. Ridiculous stuff. That is very difficult to dodge when you're trying to dodge Tyler's rockets. Let me tell you. Wish I could do that. But that was a beautiful defensive play by Mixup, and that's just going to delay things that much longer. LG needs to get a player or two up on the Spire uncontested so they can actually cap it. And right now, it's just not happening. So Tyler, of course, sticking around his med, sticking around Pure, trying to keep the guy in position to heal. Interestingly, they are pushing forward. You heard Pure, the medic, say ready to charge, and he didn't actually have 100%. But that is a kind of a semi-coordinated bluff play. You can actually make the medic say ready to charge, even if he's not. And clearly that's what they did. They Pure spammed his little button there and made him say ready to charge. And then the entire Mixup team started pushing forward. And when you hear that and see that as the opposing team, it's like, oh, you hear the enemy medic saying I'm ready to charge. You see the entire team pushing towards you. What do you think's going to happen, right? It's going to be an Uber. So that was actually a really good bluff play from Mixup, just from the entire team. And at this point now, LG, of course, both teams do have the Uber. The Uber exchange has gone, and Shade is down. So red medic gone now. It looks like Mixup will be able to take this point just barely, although it is 4v4. They got to be careful. No, they lose Pure. And at this point, it's just down to individual deathmatch here, as we do still have Ruin kind of being aggressive here on the ground, I think. And is he going to be able to get away with this? He just might. Banny's trying to stop him. I think he... Oh no, Ruin gets a kill on Banny. And Tyler finishes off Tyrone. So actually, Mixup going to be in possession of middle once again. 4 minutes left, and now if LG can't take a round, they're toast here. Completely toast. And if you don't get the joke, well, it's because you haven't watched enough of my videos, I guess. But I mean, basically, it was one of my previous ones. I don't even know which one. Somebody will know though. Like one of the comments will be like, "No, dude, it's this one." But yeah, one of my previous videos actually had. I was trying to say either completely dead or 100. No, actually, wait a minute. I was just trying to say he's toast or he's completely dead. I ended up saying completely toast, I think is how it happened. Which, of course, was pretty dumb. Not gonna lie, I say dumb things all the time, but it's because occasionally as my mouth is running and my brain starts to empty out of ideas, that's just how it goes. So Banny is going to take this crits in. I got to find Banny real quick. Oh god, Banny. Okay, so he's going to take the crits Krieg. Will he get the kills? That's the question. They want to get really aggressive with this really fast before Pure gets the Uber. He pops it in. Oh, but the Pyro stops it! You heard that. The Enigma on the Pyro actually did die, but he did manage to stop the crits Krieg from hitting Pure. Nonetheless, LG has a lot of players up. They will be able to get this point captured. And Harblue is down, so it's just Platinum left alive. He is not going to be able to stop this, although he is kind of sitting up here. And that's a funny little position to be in, by the way, if you've never seen it before. You can take like a sticky jump or a rocket jump or something and just sit on that little lip. And there's glass here. So enemies can't actually kill you unless they get right underneath. So if you're the demo man, I mean, that's a really, really nasty defensive position to break. But it can happen, just like we saw. So 3-4, and at this point, LG, if they win this mid-fight, they have a shot of staying in the game. If they don't win, it's going to be really, really tough for them. Not impossible, but really tough. And Clockwork doing some damage. Tyler is down, Tyrone down as well. So both Pocket Soldiers actually dead, down for the count. Platinum able to dodge some rocket damage, but they're slowly giving up ground here to LG. LG, who only have their scouts alive right now. So actually, these scouts very, very fragile. If too much damage comes down, there you go. Sizer's already dead. Clockwork is trying his best. He is staying in this with Shade so committed to this fight. But there goes the Uber, and that's actually a pretty huge deal for Mixup because it does mean they will capture the middle point. Now that the Uber is over, and there's less than 2 minutes left to go. So LG, I mean, they're going to push this. They have to. They have to if they want to be able to win this game. If they don't push it, then it's too late. They'll just sit here and let it stalemate out to the end. And Mixup's up 4-3. Banny is showing on this side. And interesting that he's actually standing here because the rest of his team is coming through the house. They're copping in with the Uber right now, trying to take out Pure. Not able to quite hit him with enough damage. But are they? No, they do. They take down Pure. And so both soldiers bombing in to take down that scout. They do manage to take down Ruin. And now we have... Tyler jumping in to finish off Shade, though. LG only has 2 players left. Mackie with a huge shot on Platinum. Platinum falls to his death after Mackie gets that kill. Harblue, though, is back capping. Oh my gosh, this is huge because if he gets this capture, that's going to be it. LG cannot win it. And he does. He gets the cap. He's going to... Oh, I thought he was going to go for a shot there. Oh, well, didn't go for the shot. Didn't matter. LG actually, in under a minute, I don't think they can cap all 4 of those points in succession, which is what they have to do. They can't even capture mid now, because they have to capture that second. So I think that's going to be it. Mixup winning the game and the match. That means they are basically world champions, guys. Team Classic Mixup, the victors of i46. They never actually got to play Epsilon, which is kind of too bad. I think maybe there's still kind of some room for that to happen in one of our future lands. And yeah, they're going to be future lands, of course, as long as you guys are interested in watching this kind of spectator sport. We're going to try and keep bringing it to you. But Enigma taken down, and Mackie there. And I mean, it's dead time now. It's 24 seconds left. So Mixup, your winners of i46. thank you so much for watching SalTV, of course. The recast of these games that happened last Sunday. I wish I had casted them with Xtine or Duder, but they were not around today, at least not when I needed to cast. And I'm going to be working on my documentary, guys, so do stay tuned for that. We're going to try and get you guys a documentary about the i46 experience and competitive TF2 as a whole. And once again, thanks for watching. I'm going to be signing out.